know. I was dr-
And welcome to another episode of Analyzing Horror with Lauren and Joel. I am the digital guru sitting here in the digital guru studios somewhere in the East Coast. And you almost made it on time.
just by a couple of minutes. God dang it.
You realize our listeners now want to know exactly if you've made it on time or not. This is our fifth episode, and you've made it on time once.
I was a whole minute early. And it was only 3 minutes. I tried.
Today, and the listeners chose
Yeah.
we were going to talk about today, and it wasn't even close. Last week, we told them that they go on the text line. It is 843-418-3673. Text us what you want to hear. And it was like 80% clowns. I have no idea why, because they do not scare me.
Clowns don't scare you? Oh, geez.
They don't scare me. But
It,
when,
it's
when you,
got a good subgenre though.
it
And
does. When we were
and
going over some of the movies and you started giving them to me, I was looking them up. There's some freaky ass clowns out there.
yeah, I was about to say, like I personally like we're gonna get into it, but I think that like Tim Curry's
It.
Pennywise
Hmm.
is yeah, from it in 1990 is he is creepy in his own way, but it like like there's the kooky creepy ones and then again like we'll get into it, but like Terrifier
Hmm.
very much different. So like that thing approaching me, like I'm getting the flame torch. Like we're not messing around today.
So we have mentioned on other podcasts, we talked about spiders and we know your affinity to spiders and we know how much you like sharks and then we really know what you think about crickets.
Oh,
So
God.
I know you're like, "Ugh." Just
So
thinking about Toby.
speaketh its name.
What do you think about clowns?
I it's a mixed bag because when I was younger, I know it's not like a clown situation, but I think it's kind of like so like with Chuck E. Cheese, when you're a kid. And it's like it's fun at first, but then he like approaches you where you're trying to eat pizza and you're just like it's kind of that same thing where it's like, let me show you a trick, kid. And I'm like, back away, demon. And then you watch like some of these movies and then it's just like, oh my God. So yeah, I don't fuck around with clowns, no.
Okay, so if we went to the circus, would they still spook you out, or would you be hiding behind me?
A little bit hiding behind you. I mean,
Really?
yeah, like Halloween Horror Nights or something like that. Like a demonish clown starts kind of like fast running at me and I'd be like, no, no, I'm not prepared. I don't have the right shoes on. Go away.
Well, I'll have to remember that then. Because clowns don't bother me, but I am 6'4", you know that, right?
Oh, you haven't mentioned it. Yeah, I had no idea.
So, but like I said, clowns don't bother me at all. They really have never bothered me.
I think it's like when you're young and they are just kind of like they give you the creeps a little bit and then at least for me like it was also like the 2016 like clown shenanigans that were going on and then again like obviously liking these movies that we're about to talk about it's just like yeah mm-mm.
Well, you know what? Let's jump right on into the first one with the clowns. How's that?
Okay.
Actually, I think I like better the English part, which like let us go into the first section of clowns. And Lauren, you decide which movie you want to talk about first.
I shall and I think we shall start with the most obvious first choice. um 1990 Tim Curry, of course.
Now,
um
see, to me, the first one obvious would have been Killer Clowns from Outer Space, but we'll get to that one.
oh, we're working on it, come on. So I was just gonna say, starting off with that one because that's a classic and
It is a
everyone
classic. It is. It
respects
is.
that.
Yes.
Yeah, and like Tim Curry and his performance and like Stephen King. So, I mean, what is there to say that people haven't already said? But it's great performance, and I like that it's kind of like kooky but creepy at the same time. Kid performances are really well done, and of course Tim was amazing. So yeah, that's an easy one. And if I may, I might segue straight into the 2017 It, as
Hmm.
well as Chapter 2, 2019. Love the 2017 It, and I thought that Bill Skarsgård did
Oh
an
yeah.
absolutely amazing job as Pennywise, and the kid actors too. Super phenomenal. Absolutely love that one. And when I first watched Chapter 2, because the 1991, like it did both like the youth and the adulthood at the same time, like the book does, but this one was broken up. And so for me, I felt like it felt severed, but after upon a rewatch, I actually really enjoyed it, and I thought that the casting for like the kid actors to adult actors, I thought they did a really good job, and of course Bill as well again was done really well, and then that whole like third act was crazy, so I really enjoyed that. But so I was trying to kind of couple all of like the uh review in that one. So
Let me
do
ask
you
you a question. Have you read, you've probably, since I know that you are a connoisseur of both the print and the big screen, you've read the book and you've seen the movies, right?
I've seen all the movies. I own the book. I have yet to read it. I think I told you this story about how when I was trying to take a photo for Instagram, being like, "Look, I finally bought the book," and like, my little weak arm couldn't even hold the thing up. I was like, "Jesus, this is a monster."
It is. It's a good book. But I was wondering, you know, and for those of you who have read the book, is the movie the movie Clown a good representation from what King had created in the book? And I'm curious if that is. So
Yeah,
I
I'd
don't
be.
know because I haven't. I mean, I've read the book, but I can't remember. To me, Pennywise with Tim Curry is almost spot on.
So he's more like I I don't. How do you describe it? Or like Bill is like just straight up scary, whereas
Mhm.
Tim kind of like is like, ha ha ha, I'm gonna kill you.
Which one do you like with the best? You like the Bill Skarsgård one.
I do. Yeah. I very much like Bill Skarsgård. And I of course love Tim Curry as well, but I like Bill Skarsgård a lot, and I think he does a really good job with it. And I like this, you know me. I like the scarier
Yes, I do.
version. But I of course love the original. Like you can just take me out to pasture if I all of a sudden say I don't like anything Tim Curry has been
I'll
in.
know that you've been abducted by aliens and somebody has replaced you.
Yeah, you absolutely should. Take note of that.
The one thing, and you talk about typecasting on how, when someone has done a part and then they try to do something else. Every time I see Tim Curry, and I can still picture him in the It outfit, the costume, and to see him there and he comes out, and the first thing I think of is him going, "Oh, Rocky," and it's like I can't do this. I'm sorry, I can't see it now. I can't unsee it. How's
I
that?
know. I know. We've been quoting that to each other, Rocky Horror Picture Show. I love that movie so much. That is an annual every Halloween that's on the iPad, like as I'm getting ready, getting dressed in my costume, like it's a necessity. Like I love that movie so much. It's
It
just it's
is
a classic. And the songs and then you can like dance along and like and the anticipation.
patient. What's next on your list of clowns?
So next would be Killer Clowns from Outer
There
Space.
we go. Now we're talking.
Yeah, 1988. And yeah, and this is kind of like I mentioned earlier, I don't have a huge amount of notes because I could just talk about it. Like I just love it so much. Like my friend Ashley actually introduced it to me. Like it was one of those ones where I'd be like, this looks super silly. Like why would I watch this? Blah blah blah. And then my friend Ashley's like, no, like it's actually really good. And I'm like, okay, I'll give it a try. And then I watched it. I'm like, I fucking love this. It's just so cool and the practical effects. And then I did some research on like how they made the faces move where like there were like wires and stuff.
Hmm.
And it was like wasn't it like a brother duo that like small budget and all that kind of
Yes.
stuff? And it just looks phenomenal for what it was. And then also just like taking that away, it was just a good movie and very like there was comedy, there was like actual moments where I was just like, like that one scene where the girlie opens up her door and they're like, pizza. And she's like, pizza. And it's like, yeah, with death. And they're like, I didn't ask for that side.
Yeah,
Oh,
that is from, do you when Killer Clowns came out? 1988.
I just said that, 1988.
I know. It was the Choyoto brothers or something like that. I can't pronounce their name. I'm messing it up.
Mm.
Um, I love it. I think it's one of the better movies of the clowns. But then again, it does have a comedy twist to it. How's that?
I would call it, I categorize it as a dark comedy.
Dark
Kind
comedy,
of
very
like,
good. And that's why you
yeah.
are the star of this podcast because you know these genres and the subgenres and the sub-subgenres of all these movies.
Yeah, it is very much an umbrella. I was gonna say it's kind of like, Shaun of the Dead. You've seen
Hmm.
Yeah. So it's like, there's scary moments, but then there's also moments where it's just like something you're just like, oh, I shouldn't be laughing because there's a scary moment. But so it's very much like that in my opinion. Like I put it under the horror umbrella, but then it's kind of like a dark comedy um arena kind of thing. But and then it's kind of like I'm struggling to find the words like hokey, I feel like is the wrong word, but it's kind of like it's just slapstick, like it's silly, but then also like they're trying to run away, but then the clowns find them and then they're like towering over like the main girl and he like does this like evil smile. I'm like, ah, or the whole puppet situation, if you know what I'm talking about. It's just like you. Like, so it's like it makes you laugh, but you're also like, I'm also deeply uncomfortable at the same time.
And that makes it a good movie.
Exactly.
What's next on the list?
Next is another kind of like kind of I wrapped it all up together is the Terrifier trilogy. 1, 2, and 3. That is 2016, 2022, and 2024. And so main points, obviously David Howard Thornton as Terrifier is absolutely amazing. And then Damien Leon directing and creating is really cool. And they're a great duo making these movies. And yeah, I really like each one for what they are. Like the first one I felt like went for more shock value.
Hmm.
Like if you're familiar with the big scene, um somebody gets spliced a little bit.
Spliced a little bit. That's an interesting way to put it.
Yeah, that's a way I'm gonna go about that, but it was like and it's always so funny whenever I tell people that I like the Terrifier, and it's like, but like that one scene with the girl, and I was just like, it was great practical effect. Like, we're not she's fine. Like she probably got a whole buffet after that scene. Like she's good. Like it was about the effects in the movie and like the shock value. And that's what I appreciate about movies like that, where it's not like, oh, it's depicting violence against women. I'm like, no, it's depicting really cool effects in movies.
Don't overanalyze it. Just let it flow through you.
Yeah. And that's why it's like that's and I small tangent. It's one of the things that I can't stand where people are like the type of person where it's like, oh, this person is the bad guy or this person's like this or blah blah blah. I'm like, just let it happen. Just let it happen.
Let it happen. Let it go. Let it go. Don't, and I always say that too when you're watching something. So there's some movies that you don't try to analyze, you just let it flow.
Yeah, analyze it afterwards, but just experience it in the moment is really how I do it. But
That's right, because you experience it in the moment, then afterwards you analyze the horror.
yeah.
Ooh.
And I think I told you about like with my Harry Potter or like movies that I love. Like first watch is just to experience it. Second watch is to like really pay attention to like the score and the soundtrack. And then the third one is to really take in all the
Mm.
things that I missed about the storyline. So, but that's me. But I can't stand participating with someone who's just like it's probably that guy. I'm like, shh.
It's funny you mentioned Harry Potter. Imagine somebody being jealous of Harry Potter.
I know. Someone really weird. I don't know.
Be crazy. Um,
But
now, go
sorry.
ahead.
I was just gonna continue with the Terrifier
Please
thing, but
do.
okay. Well, two I think is my favorite. While a lot of people say like I agree that it is longer, probably I can't remember the longevity of three, but two is quite long. Um, and I felt like it did drag on a little bit, but I did like how it expanded the lore of art, the Terrifier clown, and yeah, and just I liked I didn't grab her character's name, but the main girly that is in two. I thought that it was cool following her and like having the lore and stuff, and like I mean, is it perfect? No, but it intrigued me and I thought it was good. And then the kills is always like they ramped it up, and similar with three, where it just like they just keep raising the bar, and it's just like if you're like a like a horror kind of gore like fan. And again, for me, it's not like, oh my God, how could he do that? How could you do it? It's like, wow, that gore effects was really cool. I see it differently, but then there are people where it's like, I can't stand this, like walk out of the theater or whatever, and I'm like, okay, see you later. Like,
And you wonder why you're watching the movies alone now, right?
no.
Um, I got two things here real quick. First of all, sequels. And we've seen a bunch of movies that have done sequels, and usually they do sequels for the fact that it's Money, and that's the only reason that they do these sequels. Because the first movie hit, the second one is usually worse, and the third one is put it in the trash can because they're just trying to make money now. Do you believe that the Terrifier trilogy is that way, or that it's honestly three separate good movies?
I mean, I just expressed that I like them, so I admit that I'm a bit biased, but I think that they're good. And again, it's not for everybody. Like if the scariest movie you've seen is The Conjuring, these are not for you. But but if this is your kind of thing, I think it's interesting how like the first one starts off with obviously the really gory like moment, but outside of that, there's not like a ton. And then two, like I said, ramps it up, but it's it has some inventive kills. And that's another thing. Like if you're a horror fan and you can appreciate like
New and improved ways to chop somebody's head off.
a good kill, yeah, you'll like all three of them. And that if I remember correctly, they're going to be making a fourth one as well. Uh,
Wow.
but yeah, and I personally think that they're good, and like that's not going to be everyone's cup of tea, but I don't think that it's just glorification or doing a re or like a sequel or a continuation just for continuation's sake. I think that they have a really cool idea of what they want to do, comparing two to three as well, because
Mhm.
three, as I mentioned, just came out in 2024. Um, two, which was 2022, there was this iconic like kind of kill torture scene that anyone who's seen it is just like I don't even need to tell you. It's like it's that scene. He's like, yeah, I know what you're talking about. So it's the same with three, where it's like they're ramping it up, but I feel like it's in like tasteful is the wrong word.
I was going to say, whoa, Lauren, you are one scary woman.
I'm trying to say that it's like creative. It's not like, oh, I'm just gonna spit on your grave and like just it's not Serbian film or anything like that. It's like I don't know. I see the creativity in it. So that's why I think it's cool. But yeah, I'll stop scaring you now. Sorry.
This is very difficult. Try not to scare me. You realize I have done literally hundreds of podcasts and thousands of hours of podcasts, and this is the first time I ever heard the iconic kill torture scene phrase being used in anything. So you've done that. You've actually broken that, the iconic kill torture scene.
Mm.
Wow.
I am analyzing horror after all.
You are analyzing horror. I'm going to bring one to you now. You know
Mm.
Damien Leone. He's the one who created this. Do you know where it started?
Yeah, it's All Hallows Eve, right?
The Ninth Circle, 2008. He created a short film in 2008 called The Art of the Clown, The Ninth Circle, and created another short film in 2011 called The Terrifier before the movie came out. So he had actually thrown that out there. All Hallows Eve was the trilogy from 2013. So yes.
Okay. Well, you taught me something. I thought All Hallows Eve was the first one of the invention of art.
Wow. Did I come up with one?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. And with that, we're going to end this podcast now because I come up with something. No, we are listening to Analyzing Horror. I'm the digital guru, Joel Wilson. I'm here with Lauren. Give me the next one.
Okay. So this is a fun one, and we spoke earlier about this, and you were like, "No, wait for the podcast," because I was really excited to tell you about
Yes.
it. I've recently rewatched it. Um, so this is one you will definitely not know. It's just called Clown, 2014. Um, it's got not a lot of known names, but Peter Stormare. Do you know him as an actor?
Do not. I'm going to find him up real quick. Oh.
He's one of my favorite actors. So I
Oh yeah,
watched
I know
it.
him. I do know him. Yes.
Yeah. So just out of a whim, I was like this was a rewatch today, but when I first watched it, I was just like, you know what? It looks interesting. You know, why not? Just tried it. And then I'm like, oh, Peter Stormare. Like I love Peter. But it's basically a story about how like a dad is trying to be like a clown for his kid's birthday. Like last minute clown costume purchase. And he goes to like take it off and then it's like glued to him. Can't
Oh.
take the wig off, can't take the nose off, can't take the costume off. And then it just starts like eating away at him basically. And then Peter Stormare's character is like the one with the answers, you know. And he's like, "Oh, unfortunately, you just put on a demon's clown costume." And he's like, "What?" But yeah, so it literally starts like taking his mind and stuff away, and then he starts eating children. Um,
Oh, continue, my love.
And he tries to take his nose off, and then he ends up like just kind of chopping half of his nose off, and then that's fun to see as well. And then the third act is he infiltrates like a Chuck E. Cheese, like you know, like the tunnels and stuff. And so he's like just waiting there like a cricket. And but yeah, it's very creepy because I threw it on being like, yeah, like I'm baking, you know, it's spooky season. What the hell? Like when I did it last year. And then I'm watching and I'm just like I was not prepared for the amount of things that were happening. I was just like, whoa, this is way more intense than I expected, but it's good. And it's got Peter Stormare.
Okay, is this a must watch, or actually, as we have now, we've got our own. This is your homework segment. This is your homework segment, Joel?
Well, you're already so behind on the homework that I've already been giving you. So I fear of giving you more. But
But yes, you have to watch this.
if you feel like you could do it, like I think it's good. Like, is it like before Harry Potter? No, but
So Harry Potter has to come next, right?
but no, it's good. I would put it on, if you had like a list of like movies recommended to me kind of thing, I definitely would check it out. I think it's good. It's worth your time.
Okay, so this weekend, instead of watching football, I should watch some of the movies that you told me to watch.
Yes. You watch football or golf or horse racing all the time. Watch a horror movie for God's sake. Live a little.
I do live a little. Because I've got golf. Well, I got golf this weekend. It's the Ryder Cup, so I'm sorry. That's number one for me. What's next on your list?
I put down House of a Thousand Corpses from
Yes.
2003. Obviously Rob Zombie.
Hmm.
Uh, and it's almost didn't put it on the list because, like there are a bunch of different characters that aren't clowns, but obviously Captain Spaulding by the late Sid Haig. Um, is an iconic like clown character, and that movie's crazy. And it's also again with spooky season, it's around Halloween, so it felt like it was appropriate to add. But I really like it, even though and you're gonna call me creepy or scary again because it's just like, ooh, like
Well, I think that's like every 10 minutes as that comes out in the podcast. You're creepy and or scary.
I'm like, this guy gets turned into half a mermaid and gets stuffed. It's kind of fun, but
I'm
scary
sorry, what?
time. You didn't know that?
Am I missing something?
Dwight from The Office,
Yes.
Rainn Wilson, he gets stuffed and then turned into half of a mermaid. And that's just one of the horrors.
You are scary Spice. How's that?
Okay, so you're Sporty Spice and I'm Scary Spice.
There we go. We've now defined who we are. Oh my goodness. Actually, the song is by Rob Zombie. Is probably one of the greatest songs for horror songs.
Yeah,
Um,
it's great.
yes,
That,
and I will give you a quick preview of something that's upcoming when we're done with the pod, when we're done with the movies. You've got one more on your list, don't you?
I do. And this is one from this year actually. It's a clown in a cornfield. Have you at
I
least
have,
heard of that
if
one?
it's from this year, I haven't seen it.
Well, have you heard of it?
You haven't heard of it?
I'm saying, have you heard of it?
I haven't heard of it. I haven't seen it. You are, that's why I have you as my co-host to tell me the movies that I have missed because I have not been into a movie theater in about 4 years, 5 years.
Okay, well, you can even put Harry aside. Go see a movie. Come on. Come on now. It's like one of the greatest like simple things of life is just go take yourself to a movie, get some popcorn, get yourself a soda, go sit down, get all cozy, like watch
Did you just
something.
head bop this thing? Did you just do one of these?
Yeah, you gotta get all cozy.
Gotcha. No, but yeah, I haven't been. But if that's my homework and if that gets moved to the top of the list, I guess I got to do something here.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, so Clown in a Cornfield, 2025, I think it came out in I think it was March or April. But it is, pretty self-explanatory. There's a clown in a cornfield. But a- and it's one of those movies where like I watch it in theaters and I'm like, I had higher expectations, so I didn't really like it, but then I rewatch it when it's like streaming or something. And I'm like, oh, like, but was it the best movie ever? No, but did I like it better on the second rewatch? Yeah. Um, it was basically like it starts off with a clown killing somebody in a cornfield, and then
Thus the name.
and then it jumps to it's just like a new girl recently moves to town, gets hung up with like the bad crowd kids and they go to this barn and they like party all the time and kind of stuff. And it's right next to a cornfield. And we can infer what happens next. Um, and I don't want to spoil anything, but it becomes way more than that. But my thing that I just didn't care for is that I felt like I, I felt like there were more like teen drama that like the name is called Clown in a Cornfield. I want more clowns in a cornfield.
Damn it, let's give me more clowns, more cornfield.
Yeah, it's just it was a bunch of like, oh, will you kiss me? Will you not? Oh, this guy's actually gay. And I'm like, I don't care.
Now you're the kind of person, within that first 10 minutes, somebody's got to be beheaded.
Well, it does, but then it gives you like a teenage drama for like 45 minutes. I'm like, get to the murders.
It starts off Stephen King, then goes into Gilmore Girls. Come on.
I know. That's exactly you haven't even watched the movie. You don't even know anything about it, and that's exactly how it is.
The advantage of being a genius.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Here's your golden star.
Well, you got a gold star from last week, and you did get your gold star.
Oh, I did. I'm
Yes, you
still
did.
waiting on the mail.
Well, don't ever try to send anything to you through Amazon. I'll tell you that right now.
Shut up. It's not my fault.
So, clowns. We have decided that they're creepy, they're spooky, and you know, that's exactly how they should be.
They don't scare you though, but I feel
Don't
like
scare
if
me at
you
all.
watched at least a few of, I mean, you obviously watched it and stuff like that, but
Yes.
I feel like I don't know. It's something about, and I brought up the 2016 epidemic or whatever you want to call it. Like that's another thing where it's like I've I listen to kind of like true crime stories on YouTube and stuff of like people writing in like on Reddit or what have you, of their real life interactions with it. Sometimes they just stand there and creep you out and stare at you, and sometimes they like rush at you and you don't know, do they have a knife? Do they have like it's just like they're unnerving. You can't really see their face, like either if it's painted or there's a mask, and then it's just like that iconic like kind of like laugh scares the bejesus out of me.
Now, do you think that if you weren't such a horror connoisseur, clowns wouldn't scare you as much?
No, I told you about Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah.
I, he's not even a clown. I was like, get the fuck away from me. I actually have a funny story, and it's not funny, but like, I was with my little sister who's like 3 years younger than me, and we were both kids. And I was like, I have to go to the bathroom. Like, are you okay here with pizza? Like, the people are around, you know. So it's like I felt comfortable enough. Went did my business, came out, and I heard a ear piercing scream, and I was like, "Oh my God!" And I ran in there, and she's like doing one of these with with Chucky, and I was just like, I had to be the big sister and be like, "No, she doesn't like Chucky. She's like permanently traumatized."
Wow.
But it's just it's that kind of thing where like clowns, I'm just like, okay. Okay, you're good. Okay, you're getting too close. Okay, that's okay. Okay. But then with what we were talking about, it's like I would book it and probably break my leg and die anyway, but I'd at least give it a try.
So like I said, I understand. Going to the circus, you're going to be hiding somebody, be hiding behind, and the clowns have to keep their distance.
Yeah, or any like, horror or Halloween horror night or something like that. There's a clown, but not today, Satan.
Gotcha. Understand. What are we going to do next week?
Oh man, we did have a couple of ideas outside of clowns.
Actually, uh-oh. Are we going to do next week?
Oh, that's right. Let me look at the calendar.
Yes. While we look at the calendar, we're going to be thinking about is it going to be because somebody's going to be leaving on a jet plane.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I will be in flight on this time next week.
We'll have to do it a different day. We will
Hmm.
we will figure out something. What are we going to do? Our next one, what are we going to do?
Let me think.
Do we still want to do creatures? Because we're actually getting a lot of people loving these creature features, and they want to know what's next. We've done spiders, snakes, sharks, insects, and now clowns, which
Yeah.
really aren't creatures.
Yeah, I mean, we're start because like you said, like clowns are kind of like edging away from creatures. I guess I would maybe pitch either like zombie slash infected,
I was
like the
exactly thinking that. Uh-oh, that's pretty bad. You're starting to think like the co-host now. One of us is screwed.
that or
I do believe though, if we did the zombie, that's going to be like a three-part segment. So we should start thinking about that, going right through Halloween with that, because you got the zombies that move at about 2 miles an hour, and then you have the ones that are run like a 100-yard dash in 10.2 seconds.
Oh yeah, exactly. There's like you were just saying, like there's the slow ones, like Dawn of the
Hmm.
Dead, and then there's 28 Days Later, fast running ones, and then there's like I was mentioning about Shaun of the Dead, kind of like the dark comedy, Shaun of the Dead, Zombieland, stuff like that. Like there are different subgenres under subgenres.
Well, what was the one with Will Smith? I can't think off the top of my head the name of that one.
I Am Legend.
I Am Legend. Those zombies scared me too.
Oh yeah. And it was kind of interesting because from what I understand, I haven't read the book, but from what I have read about the book, they're supposed to be kind of like vampire zombies.
Hmm.
They're a little bit of both. So,
Well,
I
now
mean,
you're mixing vampires and zombies. Now we're getting fucked.
yeah, right. But they are definitely very creepy. I actually just bought a steelbook recently of it. So, but it makes me so sad, the doggy.
I know. And that's one thing we've already discussed is that, we can do a slasher movie and everybody on there can be chopped into little pieces, but leave the puppy alone.
Yes, absolutely. I'm very much that stereotypical like horror viewer where it's just like someone dies, it's like, oh, and then an animal dies, I'm like, oh, I
You
can't do
realize
it.
that's going to be a short now on when I chop this thing up.
No! I probably made the craziest face.
And people will pause it at that point.
No, don't do it. Oh my God. But no, it's the same. Like, I have to do the thing where it's just like, it's okay. They're little kitty or doggy actors. They get extra treats afterwards in their trailer. Like everything's fine. It's not real. It didn't actually happen. Like, like I have to tell myself that, which is the only thing that gets me through.
I think we've talked off the air that neither one of us will watch John Wick.
No, I can't. And as much as people are like, "Oh, you gotta watch it. It's so cool." I'm like, "I bet it is." And I love that concept, and I love Gin, but it's like I can't. It's I've seen an image of the little puppy, like not what happened, but I've seen the baby, and I will throw my body in front of that. Like, can't do it. Can't do it.
Well, I'm going to give people a sneak preview of a couple things that are coming out. We talked off the air on one of our pre-podcast meetings that one podcast isn't enough for you, is it?
I suppose not.
No. And you're like, you know what? There's more. And she's like, there's more to me than just horror. I have a softer side. I have a more delicate side. I have a more entertaining and fun side, she says. And I go,
No.
what are you talking about? And she goes, you know what? I'm the only person you know who can watch Friday the 13th and then go right into Mulan. And I'm like, yeah, you're probably it.
That is true, but I did not say that. You are putting words in my mouth.
Oh, well. But we're thinking about doing a second podcast. And you know what? If the listeners are good with it, we will be doing this. And it's going to be a little different from you. It's not going to be the horror. It's going to be, well, why don't you, since I don't even, we are still in the pre-production of this thing,
Hmm.
but
Yeah,
it's going to be more of Disney and a more gaming and arcade and fun stuff.
yeah. I guess if listeners are interested, like obviously you're here for horror if you're listening and stuff like that. But I love horror, but before I fell in love with horror, I was a fantasy girly or early on in life, and that has stuck with me. So it's Harry Potter, Disney Pixar, like just like non-Disney Pixar animated movies, Lord of the Rings, and I also game. I am a PlayStation girl. I have owned every single console, and yeah, it's just really cool to like if you're interested, like I play horror games, but then also, like Skyrim and a bunch of other fantasy games and stuff like that. Um, we can talk about story like my one of my first consoles was like, the handheld Game Boy and stuff like
Hmm.
that. Yeah, so I feel like there's plenty to talk about there. And there I love horror and I'm obviously surrounded by it right now. But I love getting to explore and share like the other side of me. So yeah, it would be fun.
And that'll be in the next couple of weeks. We're still going through all the logistics and the pre-production of what we're going to be doing, but it will happen. If we run 2 episodes and nobody cares, then we'll have to scrap it. But I have a feeling that the people who are listening to this are going to be the people who are listening to the other, and we'll grab a whole bunch of new people who are out there who are just like you. And I believe it's going to be really cool. We're throwing around some names of it, and so just tune in and we will tell people what's going on. And
Yeah.
then there's something else we want to tell people. And you're like, uh-oh, now what? If you go to VFTB Radio and you do VFTB Radio, the podcast, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week podcast. I also have a radio station that plays music, and we decided why should we just be playing music? Let's do some horror music, and so we will be doing a block of analyzing horror music, and that'll be in the next week or so, depending on how things go. Well, we're going to pick some of the best horror movie music, and we'll be playing that while we talk about it. And that's
Yeah.
going to be a blast.
Yeah. We had talked about doing that and then, having little blips amongst the music and then also
Hmm.
doing something like maybe either here or like what have you about why we picked the songs and like what the meaning is. You brought up a great idea of um like songs that aren't necessarily horror, but they are in a horror movie that makes you think of the horror movie whenever you hear them. Like that.
Tom Petty's All-American Girl. He did
Hmm.
not write that thinking people are going to be scared out of their you-know-whats. But you know what? When I hear that, I'm sitting thinking her, do not stop and help the guy with the cast.
Not it, that's so Ted Bundy. Like, don't do that. Like,
Mhm.
I just it break like I'm just like screaming like one of those scenes where you just want to reach through the screen and be like, no, go back to your kitty. She's waiting for you.
I know, and she's sitting there. Yes.
Oh, that breaks my heart. Mm.
Oh, yes, but we've got a lot in the works. It's going to be a fun time. The rest of 2025 is going to be a blast. Um, but we're going to wrap up this episode, Clowns. Have we decided whether we're going to do zombies next? Start part one of zombies?
Yeah, I think we discussed that there might be three parts, so
Yeah,
we
we're
can
looking at
start with the
a
first
zombie
part.
trilogy.
Yeah. And since like you said, I'll be in flight this time next week. Maybe we can try to do it before or something like that.
We'll
So,
figure out a time. We will figure out a time because our listeners do not want to miss a chance of seeing you and hearing your angelic voice on the podcast.
well, thank you.
You're welcome. And with that, we're going to wrap this up. I am Joel Wilson, and I will see you on the other side.